And now I'd like to introduce our Sierra Leone leader here today to speak before the Sierra Leone community, the international community at large. Dr. Michel Sawyer has been a leader in the youth in Sierra Leone for many years. He has started and led an organization, the Youth for Sierra Leone Improvement, that is known internationally for their branches here in the North America area, as well as several in-country branches. Dr. Michel Sawyer has worked tirelessly in uplifting the youth of Sierra Leone and making the international community aware of the needs that are very pertinent and specific to the youth of Sierra Leone. They have just recently, Wise to Lie, introduced a health initiative in the country of Sierra Leone with the hopes of being able to bring it before the legislative body after the elections. I bring to you Dr. Michel Sawyer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for this honor. It's definitely a privilege to be here to speak on behalf of the youth of Sierra Leone and every citizen of Sierra Leone. It is important what the Coalition for Fair and Fair Election is doing here today because in 4 days we'll be holding what is supposed to be a democratic election in Sierra Leone on August 11th. If we look back into the history of Sierra Leone just to get the understanding why this election is so important. Sierra Leone gained independence April 27th, 1961. From independence, we had a Prime Minister, Mr. Magai, who was Nelson Magai, who was the Prime Minister in 1961 when we gained our independence. In 1964, he passed on, and it was passed on to his brother. The position of presidency was passed on to his brother. In 1967, we had our first election. This election was not free and fair. We had certain issues, and within a few months, there was a coup d'etat in Sierra Leone, which brought on a one-party system. Now, we had a one-party system from 1968 to 1985 in Sierra Leone. It was ruled by a dictator, by Cobble Stevens. Sierra Leone was not a democratic state, and at that time the people continued to suffer under one-party system. In 1985, Cobble Stevens, instead of holding elections for the people to select their own leaders, he did not. Instead, he appointed a general from the army, Brigadier Momo, who became the next president, an appointed president for Sierra Leone. He ruled the nation of Sierra Leone selfishly until 1992, when there was another coup by the military. This brought in the NPRC system, the NPRC government, which was a military government. From 1992 to actually 1996, the military government governed Sierra Leone with a military style. It wasn't democratic. We've been in civil war for 11 years, from 1992 to 2002. But in 96, with the aid of the international community and the people of Sierra Leone, we had a first election in 1996, which brought on a civil government. Within a year or less than a year of that, there was another coup by another military section, brought on the AFRC junters into the government. They governed Sierra Leone for a year, and with the aid of the international governments and the British, the United States, and other African nations, the civil government was brought back into power in 1998, who governed the nation from 1998 to 2002, when we had our first civil government, which was from a wartime to a peacetime. So the importance of this election coming up on Saturday, August 11th, is that this would be, in the history of Sierra Leone since our independence, we would have one civil government transfer power to another civil government. And due to the problems that we're having right now in Sierra Leone, there are a lot of intimidations, a lot of people that are still seeking power to hold on to power. We're asking for the international community, the international government, to pay close attention to Sierra Leone and to ask the government of Sierra Leone, pressure the government of Sierra Leone.
As I call brothers and sisters from Sierra Leone that I know personally who've been living here for a while, they give me all kind of reasons as to why they won't participate in a particular event that's not called by one of their particular factions. So we have a serious issue to deal with here. But I think this is a good beginning. We're here in the Capitol, where I've been for almost 28 years trying to make law. It's been difficult, and I won't be around much longer here. I want to move on and do some other things and spend the rest of my life really working on African issues, Joe. That's what I really want to do. But as president of Gabio, I really wanted to come by and just tell you that you can count on us to work with you. You can rest assured that we will be there to help facilitate the dialogue that can create more unity among us here in North America and translate it back to Sierra Leone and the rest of Africa. That's really why I wanted to come by today. And we will follow up, my brother, and have more conversation later. So, brother, Sister Carrie, thank you very much for your hard work. We appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you so much, Representative Brooks. Reverend Dr. Richard Cobble is our next speaker. Dr. Cobble is well beloved here in the city of Atlanta for all of his tireless efforts, especially on the front of homelessness. He is the Vice President of Missions for Concerned Black Clergy. Dr. Cobble just recently, this weekend, attended a prayer vigil that Dr. Michel Sawyer was involved in as well, that was live broadcasting to Sierra Leone, and spoke a very powerful message, and no doubt will speak a powerful message here today. Dr. Cobble.
Sister Carrie and coalition members, it is indeed a great privilege to be able to speak a few brief words that will allow us and encourage our family members in Sierra Leone that we're going to have a free and fair election this coming Saturday, August the 11th. Reverend Ellington could not be here because he is present over at the ribbon cutting ceremony at the SCLC headquarters. And SCLC is celebrating its 50th year of existence. And it would not have been in existence had it not been for the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I believe that if Dr. King was alive, Dr. King would be right here under this gold dome. Because Georgia tends to advertise its state as an international state. And the city of Atlanta is going around the world telling everyone it is an international city. But yet still we do not have an understanding that those of us of the darker hue will not recognize that Sierra Leone is the place from which our ancestors was brought to this shore. And so therefore we have a vested interest in making sure and encouraging the people of Sierra Leone that we want a free and fair election on August 11, 2007, this coming Saturday. Let me share with you, it's time out for all the division, all the deception, greed, that has plagued this country for so many years. It's time out for the plantation mentality, the divisive mechanism that separate us. It's time that we recognize that Sierra Leone has an opportunity to become a model country in which it can set itself up as a result of unifying the whole continent of Africa. Sierra Leone has a great resource of many, specifically diamonds, that is translated and that the business that is utilized throughout the world. The people of Africa and Sierra Leone must realize that now they can take their destiny in their hands and no longer allow outside people to come in and control them. So we as people of the United States, we as citizens of this country must translate and must transfer that message that this coming Saturday we are going to have a free and fair election without